Welcome back to another episode of the Lehigh Valley Prospects Field Hockey Podcast presented by Smith Sports Media. I'm your host, LJ Smith, and on this Coach's Corner episode, I have the pleasure of being joined by Shelly Behrens, the head coach at Millersville University. Shelly, how are you doing today?
Good morning, LJ. Thanks for having me. I'm great. Thank you. Hope you're well.
I am. I'm very excited to learn about your amazing honor to have you on the podcast, to learn about your journey through coaching as a player and taking the reins of Millersville and what you've done during your tenure. It's incredible. So thank you. This is really an honor for me.
Oh, well, you're great. Thanks for having me.
So let's dive right in. The sport of field hockey, how were you first introduced to it?
So interesting. Family moved from New Jersey to central Pennsylvania to just outside the Hershey, right on the border of Hershey, Lower Dauphin. That's where I grew up in third grade. And I was playing softball, and it was the summertime. I think I had gone to maybe 4 days of class in elementary school in third grade. And just I thought playing softball would be good. And, in Pennsylvania, to meet some people. When softball was done, they started playing this game with sticks. And I didn't understand them. So I was watching them and I was like, well, it's the same girls, right? So the people, I know their names, I know them. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't really know. How do they know when that ball stops and the whistle blows? How do they know what to do? And then I was looking and there was no goalie. And they go, Shelly, do you play goalie? I'm like, I can do that. I figured I could get in the way of the ball if that was my rationalization. And little did I know that day would lead me to where I am today. It would pay for my education twice with a bachelor's and a master's. The sport has given that to me, fantastic education, both at Old Dominion and Millersville. So that's how I was introduced, just randomly, I think fate. And yeah.
You learned the sport from picking that up. Was there anything that kind of guided you to continue? Was there someone that influenced you to play other than just kind of observing on your own?
So fantastic program, Lower Dauphin High School, that's where I went to high school. Fantastic coach with Linda Kreiser. Coach Kreiser had just retired from the U.S. team of sorts. And to say retire when you're still like in your 20s, 30s, right? But she was an active player with the U.S. team. She's actually a Millersville alum. Very proud of that as well. And Coach Kreiser has just done a great job. So I think I was really blessed that the synchronicity of things led me to Lower Dauphin. I think going into was like my junior year. I was like, Coach, I want to go to a different camp. And there was these things at the time called D camps, C camps. And so I signed up for that. And actually my lack of geography got me a full ride. So that's the next question maybe for you. But I just wanted to do something different. I really liked it. I wanted to get better. How can I get better? And so she was like, sure. So she got me the brochures and everything at them. Nothing was online then. This is like 1982, 83. And yeah, so that's what led me, just USA and the brochures and the pamphlets, etc.
That's incredible. So thinking about that, your lack of geography knowledge, what did you mean by that?
Okay, so I signed up for a camp as Coach Kreiser gets me the brochures, and you could sign up for your first choice or second choice. My first choice was in Pennsylvania, it was at University of Penn. And having read some things and talking with Coach Kreiser, high school coaches, she was like, Shelly, and I was very lucky to play varsity as a ninth grader, right? And I just think I was athletic at the time. And I didn't think I was very good, but, it was a challenge, right? How to keep the ball out of the net, that kind of thing. Anyway, so I signed up University of Pennsylvania because Coach was like, yeah, that's where they train. There are a bunch of physical education teachers and those things, but they train there. They're getting ready for the LA games. So, okay, first choice. Second choice was blah, blah, blah. PA, obviously I knew that. MA, Maryland, perfect. That's close to us. Well, yes, MA is Massachusetts. So I get this thing back because Pennsylvania filled up right quick because everybody thought the same thing I did. And, mom and dad, it wasn't, we weren't exactly well off. And my mom was like, oh, heck no, we're not doing that. You can go to Coach Kreiser's camp, go to Mid-Atlantic, which I had gone to, and it's a great camp. And my dad was like, don't worry, we'll figure it out. And so I, congratulations, you've been accepted. Lady of the Elms College, Chicopee, Mass, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know where mom and dad found the money to go to camp. Now, mind you, that's when camp was like 4 days. Like 4 days, 3 sessions a day. I don't even remember the charge, but it was equivalent to what it is now. It was expensive for a blue collar family. So Dad and I drive to Lady of the Elms College, Chicopee, Mass. And after 2 times of being up there, they had invited me back. And I'm like, no, I'm good. And my goalkeeping coach at the time, Marcia Carwas, who was at the camp, I'd been selected to come back. I'm like, no, I'm good. And my dad's like, no, you don't understand. Like, you have to come back. So we drive back to Pennsylvania and then back up to this happened twice. I was like, Dad, I'm done. Like, we cannot. So the last time I go, we're up there And at the time, the camps for USA field hockey went D, C, B, and then A, you're with the US team, B and A, right? So when I go back on the last time, I go, why are the coaches from the other camps, why are they playing with me now? Well, I was playing here, the US team was training there. It was one of the few times that they were there. So I had all these offers, right? I was very lucky to have full scholarship offers, even Ivy League schools, although it's not scholarship, right? And my mom kept all, God bless her, she passed away a year ago. She kept all those. And, I was like, Stanford, the one in California, really? Dartmouth? No. And was very fortunate that Beth Anders and Marcia had joined her staff at Old Dominion. Also had opportunities at University of New Hampshire. So recruiting was different then, but that's how I got noticed to play field hockey. It's definitely not the way you want to go about it, but I like to joke my lack of geography helped me get a full scholarship.
And that's incredible. Just the idea of being invited back, you're playing with the U.S. national. That's such an incredible honor.
I
Like thinking back on it, like, oh my goodness.
16, 17-year-old kid. I'm like, I have never been so sore and so tired in all my life. I mean, camp again, it's like 2 days, 3 days, you're in, you're out. And obviously the system has evolved to where we are today. I mean, this is the only job I've ever known. I know we'll chat about that, but yeah. So my lack of geography, one, got me a full scholarship and, paid in education, which I truly appreciate. I thank Beth for that all the time when I get to connect with her. But yeah, and I played my master's here at Millersville. So yeah, it is funny. I would like to think my geography has improved since my sophomore, junior year of high school.
Absolutely. So you mentioned you were playing another sport before you found field hockey. Did you continue playing other sports while you were growing up, or were you a multi-sport athlete getting into middle school, high school?
I did everything in the band. Like, I just wanted to do everything. I would say that I was better at softball, field hockey than I was the band. There was a certain point in time where I would just play by ear and then I couldn't, like, how can I play sports, but I couldn't march and play the trumpet and the trombone, right? I couldn't. I think I'd like to pick sports that you have to have something on your shoulder, the biggest thing. I didn't pick the tuba. But yeah, I played field hockey, volleyball one year. My senior year, I played volleyball. I played basketball. I loved basketball because all my friends did it. Like, that's what we would do. We'd go play, right? And everything was so structured. I remember they invited me. They're like, hey, if you want to come, we're going to go do this travel team. And I was like, what? My dad's like, no. Like, we didn't understand that. Like, no, you're not going away for a weekend to a hotel to go play. We're not going to do that. And honestly, money was tight, right? So track, I tried track. I was a long and high jumper. Running has never been my thing, although I enjoyed training. I enjoyed running to train. Right. So that was, yeah, I play as much as possible. But again, the band, it was I had to pick between the band and field hockey. So I think I did all right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Your recruiting experience you touched on a little bit. So you got invited to these camps. You played in high school. What was the recruiting experience like? Like, were there coaches coming to your games in high school, or was it strictly like you got noticed at these camps?
So again, very lucky because at the time I'm playing with what was going to be the bronze medalist team. Char Moret, who was the coach of Penn State, Beth Anders, Cheryl Johnson, Julie Staver, who was a Lower Dauphin, like her dad was our assistant principal at Lower Dauphin, right? So most of them were either in school jobs, doing other things to train. And here I am, I got exposed to them. So phone calls. That's when the phone would ring and you were limited by the cord and like, hello, and trying to share and keep it. We didn't have speakerphone, obviously, with mom and dad. And, it was weird. Old Dominion flew me down, met the team, spent a day or two with them and just really loved them. And I canceled. I had a visit to University of New Hampshire set up and they wanted us to come there and they were going to reimburse us. And I was like, I don't want to do that to my mom and dad, right? There was just something I didn't visit. I canceled my other visits. No disrespect to any other schools. I watched Old Dominion play in a national championship at University of Penn, and they had been winning 1-0. And the goalkeeper was good, but the players who are my friends and teammates and some of the best people I know to this day, best teammates, best hockey players. Boy, if we had NIL, we'd all be making some coin. But I watched, it went to 3 overtimes and they won. And I said, I want to play for that team. I want to play for that team. And the goalkeeper just went to kick a ball and it rolled under and went in the net. And so it was 1-1. So, and there was 3 overtimes. Like that's different then, right? So I was like, yeah. When I met the team, I was like just in awe. Christy Morgan, who's the James Madison coach, still to this day. Jackie Grady Gazerbeck. Jackie was scored the winning goal, and Donna Rodeo played, defense, and myself and Kathy Large, who's from the Philadelphia area. Kathy Large Long now. I think it's funny she went from Large to Long, but anyway, Kathy and I were the only freshman athletes that were on full scholarships at the time when we went in. And our freshman year, kind of getting ahead of myself, our preseason was in Holland. So that was after the Olympics, where our college coach was the leading goal scorer. So I've had the most unique journey, but recruiting for me was one school. Really, after I saw them play and I saw those ladies, just what they did to win that game, I was like, yeah, I want to play. It was either play with the best or play against the best. I mean, I want to play with the best. I want to see how great I can be. So I chose Old Dominion.
And you were kind of sold, though. You went to campus, you saw everything. You had that feeling right away. You didn't have to step foot on another campus to know that
Correct.
this is where you wanted to go. So that was super important for you, that you felt at home. You knew what you were looking for. You already had that vision,
I
right?
did. Yeah.
So
To this day, I'll go to Old Dominion and it's still home. I mean, Andrew's the coach there. He's doing a great job. Mimi's back with him. Old Dominion is home. I jokingly say I'm Old Dominion, maybe, but there's some people that are even older than I am. And I love when we're able to get together. I love when I get to see. I actually just saw a college teammate on Tuesday. I did a camp for her on grass. God bless us all. The kids did a great job. But yeah, that's my home. Those are my people. And that's where I grew up. So I owe a lot to Old Dominion. They changed my life.
a life-changing experience. What was your experience like on the field? So talk about your playing days. What were your 4 years like?
Oh my gosh. Well, it was a bookend. I had Beth Anders my first year and last year, and Beth is a legend in the game as a coach, player, pick something internationally. It was just different. In the middle, we had different coach in the 2 years in between. Beth had gone to, she took a break, but also went to coach with the U.S. team. Unfortunately, end of my freshman year, my father passes away. And so I was at a crux, like, do I stay? Do I not stay? But my freshman year was overwhelming, just overall. I think Kathy and I, we'd walk to practice every day or ride our bikes, and we'd be like, oh, this is going to be this. And, those were the days you didn't have limits of practice times. There was no day off. Like, I like to think I created the day off because I gave myself Monday and every day off, which led to me being on academic probation as a freshman. But our freshman year, we were 23-0. We were national champions, and we have like 3 or 4 All-Americans, amazing people, Christy Morgan, Cheryl Van Kuren, Diane Bracalente, um, again, Jackie, other people that were on our team were just amazing. And they were trying out for the U.S. team at the time, too. It's just crazy to have that on the field. We were 23-0. I think I did start, and I was mad about that, right? I was like, wow. And I didn't think I would, but I was mad that I wasn't playing. And I think it was after 3 or 4 games in, I got the call to start, and I didn't relinquish the position for the next 4 years. I also played lacrosse at Old Dominion because that's what my friends did. I think at the time I'm a little bit of a follower because that's what they were doing. I knew nothing about lacrosse at the time. I played softball, and at the time Old Dominion didn't have softball. And I played defense wing for about 3 minutes and realized that there was too much running. So I went back to the goal, and that's when the cross was like the small one. So I would stand there like this, right? And a ball would hit me, and my teammates were like, good job. And I'm like, what happened? I'm certain I had too many concussions at the time. But I loved it. I loved playing lacrosse. It was different. It made my hockey better. And it was just different from hockey, right? And I played with the U.S. program. So year one, we win a national championship. Year two, we lose a national championship at Old Dominion. That was terrible. I had a torn ACL. That was not fun at all. Not so much. I think the ACL I could get used to. It was the losing. But I remembered and learned a lot from that. That actually has helped shape my coaching career and always being a champion of the underdog. Junior year, we made the NCAA. Senior year, same, but we didn't win a Final Four last 2 years. And then Beth had come back. I had Beth my senior year, which was we were reintroducing her to the game and to the people, right? She was great with that. But yeah, we would have no limits on our practice. Like I would have an hour practice, and strength training and agility was with Beth, which she was great at that. So after my senior year was done, I had invites still to the U.S. program. I was in the loop and had been on the U.S. under 21 team with some of my teammates. And that was fun, right? I enjoyed it. I just wanted to see how good I could be. And again, I think I was just athletic. I don't think I was always very good as a goalie. I just tried to be smarter. And people would be like, why didn't you go do that? I'm like, well, the ball was in front of me. I didn't have to do anything then, right? Like my rationalization was all about economy of energy as an athlete and a goalkeeper. But I broke my leg and fractured my hip. And I thought, that's okay, I'm done. I'm not going to do this anymore. When your bones start breaking, that's probably a sign. And I came back and finished my senior lacrosse season after a lot of rehab and a lot of support. And the lacrosse coach allowed me to come back. So I didn't really play until the season had started. And I finished my lacrosse season, and that was important to me. Yeah, so that was my career in a nutshell between U.S. hockey, Old Dominion hockey, and Old Dominion lacrosse. We would carry 2 bags to practice every day when Beth was our coach. One was lacrosse, one was field hockey. So the girls that weren't field hockey or lacrosse, we go to 6 a.m. to play because that's what we did. I don't even remember how we had schedules. It might have been handwritten. And just we knew when to turn up. My teammates had a blue shirt and a white shirt. They would wear whatever shirt Beth wasn't wearing. They'll admit it. Maybe to this day, I don't know. And yeah, she's like, oh, today we're playing field hockey. So the lacrosse girls that didn't play hockey would leave. The field hockey would stay. Today we're playing lacrosse. Then the field hockey girls that didn't play lacrosse would leave. So basically, those of us who played both stayed.
And I feel even nowadays, the dual sport athletes are very similar with field hockey and women's lacrosse. So is that something you kind of seen carry throughout your tenure and throughout your career as a coach?
Yeah, it's evolved a little bit, right? Like we've had some kids come through. Everybody wants to be specialty, and sometimes us as coaches, we're a unique breed. We don't want them to play 2 sports. I'm of that mindset. I think it can be done if you're a really good student and just understanding you're not going to get a break, right? You're making a commitment. It's hard enough making a commitment to one person. You're making a commitment to how many on a field hockey team, how many on a lacrosse team. I do think you see those great athletes that can still do it. And there's a lot of athletes that have to choose, and that makes me sad. But because I think you should do as much as you can for as long as you can.
Absolutely. And you're a product of being able to do both of those and play like on the US team. Like it's an incredible feat that you can say you did, and the people, the connections you made along the way as well.
Yeah, I mean, they're still coaching, many of them. Some of them have retired. Some of them I've worked for. Been very blessed when we talk about the coaching piece. But, being able to travel the world because of field hockey. My freshman year, our preseason was in Holland. Like I said, I honestly, I didn't realize that, like, how important water was until they hand you a glass of buttermilk or something. I'm like, I'm good. Um, I don't need that. But it was a lot of fun. I was getting to know our teammates. I really valued water after that. I also learned how to get dressed very slowly because the faster I got dressed, I was ready to go, ready to play, the more my coach would beat the snot out of me. Like, she's warming up. Here's the leading goal scorer just coming off a bronze medal from the Los Angeles Olympics. So I learned to take my time, if I'm being honest. But what a great experience to travel to Holland. I think I'd been to Canada once in high school for a high school trip. And during my time with the U.S. team, got to travel the world as a player. And then I eventually went on to coach with them, and that also really helped me grow as a professional, just having those opportunities. But, I remember I played against Germany. We played in Vancouver, and we beat them, and I was in the net, and that was a big deal. I still have a picture of that, the Polaroid, Dawn Hill and Donna Rodeo and myself, right? Like, we were on the under 21 team at the time, and that's how they would do it. We would play in what was called sports festivals. And in sports festivals, it would be north, south, east, west. And they would happen not during an Olympic year to prepare. So there was like 60, a squad. The U.S. squad was 60 ladies. And let me tell you, the tryouts were tough. Like, it was the day after Christmas. You were in the bubble in Rutgers, New Jersey at the time. And that's where we trained. And that's where you tried out. And the physical testing. I mean, and unfortunately, that's where I broke my leg in a one-on-one and fractured my hip. So probably the only reason I'm not a fan of Rutgers is because I have bad memories of the bubble. But just the experience of meeting all the amazing people that have helped shape, the women from the bronze medal winning team. I mean, we stand on all their shoulders. We really do. And people ask me all the time, why is this area good? And I think you have people, I think I've been blessed. The timing, the synchronicity, right? Like, it's crazy. But I think the people that have gone away to college have come back to the Lancaster area, the Philadelphia area, the central Pennsylvania area in particular, and have helped build the game up and give back. And I think because we stand on their shoulders, that's why you continue to see the ladies in the Lehigh Valley. And again, Pennsylvania is what it is in field hockey because that's where the people came from. But we've also come back.
Thank you for tuning in to the Lehigh Valley Prospects podcast presented by Smith Sports Media. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel searching Lehigh Valley Prospects Podcast. You can stream the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts searching Lehigh Valley Prospects Podcast. Follow us on social media on Instagram at LV Prospects Podcast, on X at LV Prospects, and on Facebook at Lehigh Valley Prospects Podcast. Until next time, I'm your host, LJ Smith, signing off.